I am very proud of all of you because this poll that I posted in my Telegram channel today, most of you said that you are going to adapt towards the CET and it won't be a problem. That is a great attitude to have, especially in this year, 2020. It's turning out to be a cursed year, isn't it? Anyhow, yesterday, the Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Modi has actually approved the National Recruitment Agency, and so the Common Eligibility Test will also be starting very soon. In the budget 2020 speech, they had said these things. So as you can see, all the non-gazetted posts in government and public sector banks, the preliminary examination for all of them is going to be subsumed under the CET, and it is going to help each and every district to shape up, and especially the aspirational districts. So those were the things that they had mentioned in the budget, but now we have a lot more details. So let us take a look at everything that we know about this CET exam and how it is going to affect you.
Hi, this is Supriyo, the National Recruitment Agency and the Common Eligibility Test. Lot of confusions, and by the end of this video, my goal is to help you understand each and everything that we know about it. So let's begin. First, let us understand what is the NRA and the CET. So what are these two things? So the NRA, the National Recruitment Agency, it's going to conduct the CET or the Common Eligibility Test for non-gazetted government plus public sector bank posts. So first, let us understand that what is this National Recruitment Agency that the cabinet has approved. So the NRA, it will be a society registered under the Societies Registration Act, and the chairman will have the rank of secretary to the government of India. It will have representatives from the Ministry of Railways, Ministry of Finance, the SSC, RRB, IBPS, and the government has sanctioned right now 1517.57 crore rupees for this NRA, and it will be undertaken over a period of 3 years. So it's going to be a specialist body. So that's all about the NRA, and understand that right now, as the government figures say, that there are around 1.25 lakh government jobs out there. So that is the cumulative number of the jobs, and they say that around 2.5 crore candidates are actually sitting for these examinations each and every year. So there is a lot of confusion because of so many different recruitment boards that we have, and the complex system that we have, and that is why the government, when they are actually trying to do this, they are thinking about the NEET and the JEE. So in those exams, in the entrance exams, now they have made a single exam, and by which they can just take all the students that they need, and this is the exact concept that they are thinking about. So this CET, it is actually on the lines of those entrance examinations, and it will be making the employment process easier right now. So that is what they have told us. So the main plan is that over 20 agencies that we have, all those examinations, the first level examinations, will be subsumed under this CET. So right now, starting, we are going to get 3 agencies. So the 3 agencies, they are the SSC, the Staff Selection Commission, the RRBs, which are the Railway Recruitment Boards, and the IBPS. This is the Institute of Banking Personnel Selection, and all these agencies, the preliminary examination is going to be held as the CET right now. So that's the plan that the government has come out with. Now some salient points of the CET. So it is going to be held 2 times per year. So every year there will be 2 times this exam, and you can sit for it, and there are unlimited attempts. So you can sit for this exam as many times as you want. There is no limit on that attempts, but your score, if you get a score, it will be valid for 3 years. So understand this thing. You can just sit for this examination multiple number of times, and the best score that you have, the top score that you get, that will be counted. So don't worry about it, and your score is going to be valid for 3 years. So there are some international examinations, we are going to talk about that. So that is the idea that they used. So those international examinations, those ideas we are now taking, and we are using them in our Indian examinations. So that was some good thing that they had taken, and there will be 3 levels levels of this CET. So what are the 3 levels? There will be a separate CET for the 10th pass, a separate for the 12th pass, and another CET for the graduate students. So for your matriculation level, for your higher secondary level, and for your graduate level, the 3 levels, there will be a separate kind of examination, and there will be separate syllabus for the different type of CETs that we have. And there will be 1000 exam centers. Just think about it, 1000 exam centers, and the focus will be on the 117 aspirational districts. So this was mentioned in the budget as well. They want that all the districts of India, each and every district, understand this, will be having an examination center. Can you believe it? It will be a mammoth task, and if they can do it, it will be certainly something to watch out for. And you are going to also have regional languages. So right now, these exams that we have, they are conducted only in English or in Hindi, but now you can get it in your regional languages. So 12 Indian languages have been selected, and the CET will be available in 12 languages. So that is a huge plus. And of course, as I told you, it will be only for the prelims. This is very important. There will be separate tier 2, tier 3 exams, and only the prelims exam is going to be under the CET. So once you qualify the CET, you can just think about it that your prelims is done. And now let us take a look at the positives of this CET exam. So what are the good things, the great things for the students? So generally I want to tell you something. So just think about it, that earlier what used to happen, there were many examinations. So one exam comes and you are not sure when the next one will come. So you are preparing for the mains of one exam, and suddenly the prelims of another exam comes. So these kinds of situations will not be happening anymore. So this will be a huge boon for the students in that regard. And of course, it is going to simplify the work of more than 20 recruitment agencies. So can you believe it? There will be so much money that they can actually save by doing these things. So I was reading a government report, and it said that about 600 crore rupees worth they are going to save. So these agencies, 600 crores they will be saving. Can you imagine that? So the agencies, it's going to be very good for them. And of course, a faster recruitment will be happening, because right now so many different boards are conducting their own examinations, and the students have to wait a long time for their results. So what some exams are thinking, some people are thinking that CET will be there, and they are going to take another physical and a medical exam, and directly they are going to give jobs. But this is not for all exams. So for example, the SBI PO, the IBPS PO, if those things are coming under the CET, then you do not really have only a single exam. The CET, after you complete that, then you have to go for the mains. But in some examinations, they are thinking that just after the CET, we are going to do these 2 tests, the physical and the medical, and then we are going to give you a job. So for those exams, definitely a very fast recruitment is going to be happening. And the great thing is that there are no more multiple fees. So this year, we were all very worried about the rising costs, the increasing fee structure that we were seeing. But now, because the multiple fees will not be there, you will be paying only once to give your CET, and once that is done, you don't have to pay another time for the other prelims. So this is very, very important. And there will be no clashes as well. So this is also something great, because earlier what used to happen, that some mains exam of one kind of an examination would be conflicting with another prelims. So these kinds of situations will be avoided, and there will be no more clashes anymore. And there will be no long distance travel as well. Remember that all the districts of India, all the districts will be covered under this CET, and 1000 exam centers will be there. So long distance travel you don't have to do. You will be getting an examination center very, very close to your home, and it will be valid for 3 years, as I told you, and it will be unlimited attempts. So this is something that is great, that once if you are just passing the CET, if you are getting a good score, then for 3 years it is going to be valid. That is an exceptional kind of a thing. And the unlimited attempts is very good, because I can sit twice in a year, and I can just keep on re-attempting the exam until I get a satisfactory score. So it will be very beneficial in the long run. And there will be a single curriculum that will make everybody eligible. So now you do not need to give different exams. So for the CET, if you qualify the CET, you are going to be eligible for SSC, for railways, for the bank exams, everything you are going to be eligible. Now people were actually very confused regarding the kind of syllabus that they are going to think about, and we don't have clarity about that yet, but I do feel that they are going to go to the basics. So the basics are English, reasoning, quant. So three things are the basics, and if they want, they can put some kind of GA if they want, but I don't think that it is going to be a major factor, because these are the three important things that we need to study for almost every exam. And since you are just eliminating people, these three subjects should be enough. And of course that it will be available for 12 Indian languages. This will be a game changer, because even if you are not good in English or in Hindi, then also you can sit for this exam in your native language and you can get a lot of marks, and that will be something that will be helpful for everybody. And the long-term vision of the CET, so the government representatives, they said that they are going to share this score with the public and also with the private companies. It is a long-term goal, remember. So they want that the CET score, it will be useful for all the public bodies and also the private bodies. So even for private jobs, maybe in the future, if you want a private bank job, you might have to clear the CET, and they will be giving you some minimum criteria, and after that you can get a job. So it will be very homogeneous and very easy for people. But these are all about the positives. And coming to the negatives, there are also some potential negatives of this CET. So one thing that I read and I was not really sure what they are going to do is that the upper age limit, it is actually remaining. So right now there are different upper age limits for different exams. So what are they going to do in the CET? Are they going to fix it at 30? I hope that they do it, or even if they increase it a little bit, it will be great, because since they are allowing people to just sit for the examination multiple times, it just makes sense that they increase the age limit. But right now it is not mentioned. They have just said that the upper limit will be remaining, and the exact age they have not specified. But of course for the SC, ST and OBC, the relaxations will be there. So as per category, the relaxations will be there, but this upper age limit, I think that they should look at it very strongly, and this is a negative aspect. And this single curriculum, it might bring lot of problems. This is a no-brainer, because SSC, railways, banks, the examinations are a lot different. So now you are putting all of them into a single curriculum. How is this going to impact your future? How are you going to have to study? Do you have to study the trigonometry things in the quant? Do you have to study the complex kind of reasoning things? And do you have to do all the things for all the exams, or there will be some other kind of arrangement that they are making? So this single curriculum thing, if they do not get it right, it could cause huge problems for the students. Another thing to understand is that for many exams, the tier 2 and tier 3 are still there. So these people, they are saying that we can have so many exam centers near our home, we do not need to spend money. So for the tier 2 and tier 3, are those going to be free, or do we have to pay for those exams? So this is not entirely clear to me. So this might prove a lot difficult, because these examinations, some of them have very different kinds of mains examinations or the interviews. So how are they going to actually conduct? Do I have to pay again? Where do I have to travel? So there are a lot of questions about how they are going to schedule these and what will be the role of the other bodies. And I think a lot of clarity is still to be given for this kind of aspect. And another thing that you have to understand is the CET. It is like the CIBIL scores. So you know the CIBIL score, right? Based on your credit worthiness, you get a score, and this score actually allows you to take loans in different banks. Now your CET is something similar. So many people were thinking that what is going to be the cutoff? So people are saying that cutoff is going to be increasing, but you are not understanding, my friend. There will be no cutoff, because CET is just a score that you are getting. So for example, if it is a something out of 800, say, then you have maybe a criteria that above 700 is a good score. So this is the kind of concept that I was talking about, that they are taking from international exams. So there is an international exam called the GMAT, which actually allows you to study in foreign B schools. So what happens in that examination is that you get a score. So that score is actually valid for 5 years, and depending on that score, you get your university selection. It's not only the score dependent, there are a lot of other factors. But what you can do in a GMAT exam, you can actually just automatically send your score to those institutes. So is that what we are going to do in the CET? Maybe they are going to give us an option that we can directly share this score in my CET to the other boards. So I can just click a button and that score will be shared, maybe something like that. But I am very apprehensive about this system, because the GMAT system system, what they do, they have only one exam. Remember, this exam, the score is valid. But now, since we have tier 2, tier 3 still remaining, what is going to happen? After CET, we are going to give more exams. Then the confusion again is going to be increasing. And what will be the ideal score? That is also very difficult to understand. That if, for example, out of, say the CET is out of 800. So if it is out of 800, then if I get above 700, maybe I am good for SSC. But maybe in a bank exam, it is above 750, that is good. So we don't really know where the actual line is. So you don't know how good your score is until you go for the other tiers. You're understanding, right, what I am trying to tell you? And this actually brings me to my personal opinion. So personally, if you ask me, I feel that this CET, it is very good for those bodies, for those agencies who are actually doing that examination. It will be much simpler for them to just select the candidates. But for the candidates, it's not good, because right now there is a lot of confusion. And as I told you that, for example, I am not sure that my examination, once I clear it, the tier 2 and tier 3 I'll be eligible to give. How are they going to select the people? This is very important to understand, that where is the cutoff going to be. If my CET just gives me a score, then the cutoff, I am not really sure, right? And this is the main problem. So my thinking was that if you want me to tell how you can fix this situation, is that I would make an exam, this CET, into optional papers. So don't have these tier 2, tier 3 exams. Have only one exam, but tell people that if you are going for SSC, these are your optional papers. If you are going for bank, these are your optional papers. For railways, these are your optional papers. And all the optional papers we are going to do, one exam is going to be there and everything is finished. Why not do that? Why are you again making people force them to go and give different examinations? Just have one exam, right? So this was my thinking, and you can agree with me or you can disagree. Let me know in the comments, and if you have any questions, then also put them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer all of them. Finally, what I have to tell you is that there is a lot of confusion, lot of negativity, and I understand your situation. This is yet another problem that we have to deal with. We are dealing with pandemic, we are dealing with less vacancies, we are dealing with unemployment, and again a new thing has come. But I want to tell you something, that this CET, it will take a lot of time to actually set up the body. It will take a lot of time to have those 1000 exam centers ready. Even I'll be surprised if they manage it by the end of 2021. My thinking is that by 2022 we are going to start off with it. So right now you have 1 year with you. Pour your heart out. Do not waste your time. You have some options, you have a lot of examinations upcoming. Focus your attention and get selection in the next 1 year. And as we talked about at the beginning of the video, adaptation is the key. The person who is going to adapt the best is going to succeed. So forget about the CET right now, focus on your examinations, and I hope that this year you are going to make it. I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial to you. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and share it with your friends. And if you want to see more of this kind of content in the future, you can click on the subscribe button, and do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.